Switch me on.
Weekend Harder.
Here I come. Oh.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I think he can hear you, Ray.
Don't move. It won't hurt you.
Hey, bro. Wanna make an easy $200? Was this like a thing?
Please, disperse! Nothing to see here, please! What happened? Are you okay?
Weekend Harder. Nope.
Oh, yeah, I was kidding. Yeah, what's up? What do you need, man?
Behold! My stuff.
Weekend Harder.
Come out to the coast. We'll get together. Have a few laughs.
Hey,
Hey,
what's up?
it's so late.
I know. I'm like it's weird. It's Saturday, not a Monday.
Yeah, that's another weird one too.
Yeah. So here we are after the weekend, Weekend Harder on Saturday nights. It's our new live show. Welcome everyone. Welcome you people on YouTube. Welcome everyone watching us. And this is our first episode of this unique new show for this After the Weekend. R2, do you kind of want to describe what your vision is for this?
It's an opportunity for us to not necessarily have to talk about movies. We will talk about movies, but it gives us the chance to broaden our horizons a little bit.
Yeah, and it should be fun because maybe we'll actually say some controversial things. Maybe some people might not like us, but I've literally been doing this the entire week.
I've been clenching my butthole in fear all week.
Because I have no idea what to expect from you. Because you're usually calm, mild, and over on Mondays.
Didn't you see me on Cannoli stream last night?
Yeah, you were pretty wild. You were pretty wild.
It took me about 30 minutes to get warmed up, but yeah. Then I was ready
okay.
to go.
Is it going to give you 30 minutes to warm up now?
It might.
Well, there's something.
My Mountain Dew hasn't kicked in yet.
Okay. Well, there's something that you could probably take, and our guest is a sponsor of this guy. He's like their main sponsor of this product that you can do and use to get you ready in less than 30 minutes.
Prune candy.
If only everybody knew that was for erectile dysfunction.
Well, yeah, and so our guest, one of our guests,
because sometimes this happens.
Sometimes I love a flaccid weekend, though.
I know. So I guess if you take some prune candy, support it, and brought to you by Ryan Legion, it should be good for you.
If you got erectile dysfunction like I do, take some prune candy and you'll be standing straight as an arrow.
Well, we sent you some prune candy. Did it work?
What's up, gentlemen?
How are you?
You guys are weekend harder, huh?
Oh yeah. So we made this stream especially for guests like you.
Well, I can behave if I have to.
No, you don't have to behave. This is literally the time where our episodes or what do you call them, like live streams, I guess, where you could speak speak the truth a little bit and maybe get away with a few things. So
You mean kind of like last night when you guys were on my show? It was a great time.
yeah, so it's an honor to have you on as our first guest on one of our first episodes. But we have a second guest that we've had on a little bit of time on the Monday night show. He's a little tired because his day job is this most of the day. That's Beard of Liberty. How's it going, man?
My muscles disappeared today. That's why I'm so tired.
I
must have Where the hell did that come from?
I told you I would have surprises.
I guess so.
That was pretty funny. So how are you doing?
Pretty good, I suppose.
Okay.
Happy to be here.
All right. And this again, you two are one of our biggest supporters of the show, so we thought it would be great to have you on first and enjoy the ride that's coming up for this Weekend Harder episode.
We are the experimental guests.
Yeah,
something goes wrong, you just point to us. It's their fault.
It is, and if we don't get the likes and we don't get the and we lose subs, it's all your fault as well.
Yeah.
So if you're new here, if you're joining us, be sure to smash the like on that and also consider subscribing. So our new format, like on Monday, we'll drop a recorded video, and then I don't know if it's gonna be every Saturday, it might be every other Saturday night. We do a live stream like this where we talk about some topic that might rile somebody up. So, what'd you think of the intro?
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I very much liked it.
The twins
also,
clip was the best.
Yeah, I do apologize. I'm moving, so I'm streaming from a mobile hotspot. So usually I'm on camera, but not right now. I can't be.
Yeah, usually you look like this.
You don't sound like a.
That's really good, Ryan.
It sounds exactly the same.
Well, it's great to have you on. It's we're ready for a good night. But before we get started some of the shenanigans, I do want to make a big shout out to my brother-in-law Matthew W. He usually pops into the chat on my Late Night with Cap show, and sometimes he shows up here in After the Weekend. He has just recently become a new father for the first time. He's over at his house now with my wife, holding the little baby and his wife and mom and everybody. So I had to run over here just so I can be on stream, and I'm giving him a big shout out. I wish him the best for fatherhood, and I'm going to give him a big round of applause.
Billy
Congratulations.
Madison, yes.
That makes you Uncle Cap.
It does make me Uncle Cap. Yes. So I know he's super excited, nervous, and anxious, but I know he'll be a good father and everything will go great with him. So everyone out there, if you can give him a huge congratulations for me, that would be awesome. So
just wait till you're Grandpa Cap.
Wait till I'm Grandpa Cap?
Yes. You only make the mistake of dropping a baby once, so it'll be fine.
Oh, wow. Either were you dropped or did you drop something?
I'm pretty sure I was dropped.
Yeah, I would say you were dropped. Yeah, I would say with some of the moments we've had, but yeah, it's okay. Ryan, so with your move, so you're going from Florida to Colorado, right?
Yes, about 2,100 miles.
Okay, that's just about the same amount of. I was about like a little shy of 1,000. I was like 999 something miles from Arizona to Texas, where I ended up. So that's a long trek.
It is a long trek. So My plan is to drive about about probably 11 hours, and then try to sleep in the middle. So
Okay.
and drug the
a lot of red lines, aren't you?
No, I you know what, I don't drink as much caffeine as I used to, but I will be drugging the cats with Benadryl. So
okay,
it's not animal abuse. I promise.
It's not Benadryl. I sold them.
It's Prunketty.
It's interesting. Yeah, I did that same thing. I went across states with cats, and we didn't give them Benadryl, but they behaved. They were pretty okay.
So Ryan's moving from the lowest point in the country to the highest point in the country.
Pretty much, Colorado. Yeah.
Like when we see you again on a live stream, are you going to be like, "Hi, it's Legion Talk"? You'll be getting used to the lack of oxygen.
It does make a difference. So when I first moved to Florida, oxygen saturation is a thing. You almost feel like lightheaded because you're like, whoa. Well, and then of course when you get off the airplane in Colorado, it'll be a little less. What is going on, Isaac Sip?
Yeah, it's good to see you, man.
The company I work for is based out of Denver, Colorado, and when you go there are cans of oxygen for sale everywhere in Colorado.
That's like Vegas. Vegas does that too, but that's for other reasons.
I feel like that's for a different reason.
That's for when you get the wrong kind of Benadryl for your cat.
Yeah, that's when you're. Yeah. They have like stations where you can actually sit at a table and they'll hook you up to oxygen tanks and you kind of suck it down and you're ready to go for the next round of drinks. So pretty interesting.
Oh, good Lord. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of trees in Colorado, so you'll never see Tom at all. At all.
Are you gonna play the clip?
I was thinking about it.
The tree touched me.
Bad touch.
Yes, no, I will not. I will not get the chance to hang out with Tom again unless I fly back to Florida. But you know what? The trees will take care of him because he likes the touch of the trees.
Wow.
Wow.
Show us on the doll where the tree touched you.
Well, we got a packed show tonight. We're going to talk about a couple things that we've heard around the week of some pop culture, and then kind of reminisce on some of the 90s action flicks that we kind of grew up loving. So we're going to get started. There was an interesting video that came out with
really
Tom.
quick though. Do we want to say hello to the chat?
Oh yeah, we could say hi to them. We're not as nice tonight, I guess.
I mean, if you want to,
Yeah, we got Beard here. He's here. It's good to see you. Cannoli said he's drinking a Bloody Marys.
Congratulations on.
Yeah, congratulations.
1 year anniversary.
1 year. He
skipped from one part of the chat all the way down to the next part of the chat. Start at the top, dude.
Dude, I'm working on it. You're good. You're good. Okay. And then we've got Miss R2 coming in and saying hello to everyone.
Oh.
We got Miss Cannoli saying hey.
Oh, you just skipped mine, sir.
And then we got another one here. It says hello. Oh, he's saying hello to Miss R2. Yeah, we got that. And we got Theme Park coming in here saying, hey, kids.
What's up, Theme Park?
And then something about me liking a pen. I don't know, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Mightier. Theme Park is last I saw 30 people away from
I think
subs.
I'm pretty sure I think he's really close to hitting it. And I think he'll have it. If he hasn't hit it yet, I think he'll have it by the end of the week. So
yeah, the last I saw, he was at like 976. That was last night though. So
yeah,
what's your favorite kind of numbers to call?
8, 6, 7, 5.
No, 9. Or no, it's 967 numbers. Or is it a 976 number? I forget which now.
I don't know. What the hell are you talking about?
Those were those dirty phone numbers back in the day.
All right, I just
And
looked
that's-
it up. Theme park casual needs 3 more.
3 more.
Wow.
Well, if you are not subbed to Theme Park Casual, please do so. And let's help him get up to.
Well, Beard, you're a mod. Drop the link to his channel in
Oh yeah, I am
in the
on
chat.
Yeah, Beard, you're a mod. Let's do this.
I don't know how to work my wrench. Wait.
Do it. Because if theme park gets to 1,000, JT will spank his own ass.
What?
You hesitated. You hesitated for a second.
No, probably not.
Yeah,
so, all right. So yeah, let's help him get to 1,000 because that would be great for him. He's doing a really good job over there at doing all the Knott's Berry stuff with Disneyland. So it's cool that he's excelling. He said he's laughing at the 976 numbers. So
okay.
And then Beard of Liberty, just put the link in the
Theme
chat.
Park knows what's up.
He does. All right, so we do have this interesting video that we found, or everyone's kind of talking about this video, and I kind of wanted to get everybody's thought about this because it's from a movie star that he's been in quite a few MCU movies. It's Tom Holland. He plays Spider-Man. Not a lot of people like. Some people like him as Spider-Man. Some people don't. Liberty, what do you think of him as Spider-Man? Do you think he's a good Spider-Man?
I think I think he's a good balance between Peter Parker and Spider-Man. It's not really, I guess, more on the Spider-Man side, less on the Peter Parker side. But he just had I think the athleticism really contributed to it. If you've ever seen his audition where he's actually reading across from Chris Evans, and he asked, "Can I come in and do a flip?" And they're like, "I don't think that's a good idea." And then he just decided to do it anyway and landed a perfect Spider-Man pose. So
yeah,
I think
he's very
fantastic choice.
Athletic. I think he was a gymnast at one time or dancer. So he can be very athletic. Rick, what do you think of him being Spider-Man?
I like him. I mean, he does a real good job of being a young Spider-Man compared to the other two actors that we got. I mean, like, he felt truly like a high schooler.
Yeah.
I mean, from that, I mean, he does a good job. And I mean, even too, if anybody ever read, the early Spider-Man issues, I mean, he was a awkward teenager, so he does that well.
And Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, he was like senior and then college and then kind of like young adult, right?
Yeah.
And same with Andrew Garfield, the same thing. And he in his last movie, he actually graduates from high school, right? Tom Holland. So it's all through his younger years. And he has mentors throughout thing. But he was in the news this week because he was talking about how he really didn't like Hollywood. So I actually forgot. Ryan, what did you think of him as Spider-Man?
Okay, so I thought that Tom Holland was great as Peter Parker. His Spider-Man, in my opinion, lacked a little bit. Much along the lines of, so Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker. His Spider-Man was less than confident, and Andrew Garfield flips. I know the video that we're gonna watch now. I thought it was the other one, and I'm so glad it's not.
No, that one. No, we're not that. That's on After the Weekend with a Vengeance. That won't be.
That's like on After the Weekend with a Vengeance. Vengeance Light. I don't know. It's so yeah.
I don't know what this other video you guys are talking about. I'm confused now.
I'm not going to get into it.
We'll talk about it in a second.
What is up there, Tom? The Rogue Attraction.
So but Theme Park just hit 1,000, by the way. So congrats on that.
Congratulations.
So
good job,
that's
folks.
awesome, dude. Thanks everyone. And then Rogue Attraction just popped in.
I don't have my soundboard hooked up. So
oh wait, you need like an applause or something?
I mean, theme park hit 1,000.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
big-
pretty
That's
cool.
a big milestone.
It is. It's good for him, and like I said, he's doing great over there. So always excited to see our friends hit those big old milestones. Let's see here. So yeah, let's go ahead and click this. Like I said, he says he doesn't really like Hollywood, even though he's in it.
I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am all.
Did you ever know that? Did you know that he had a British accent? Anyone in the
I knew,
channel?
but I always forget.
always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it, to kind of just live as normal a life as possible. Today, doing this is a very rare thing for me to do. Yeah, I definitely think it has been an ongoing thought, which is don't lose yourself. I've seen so many people come before me and lose themselves. And I've had friends that I've grown up with that aren't friends of mine anymore because.
And he's got a point right about that, right? Where like we've known when we grew up, we watched a lot of actors when they were young, and now they're just kind of like a mess, right? They've lost their self. They've kind of been off the rails. One example is Britney Spears. A couple others is like people have like disappeared completely, and it's like whatever happened to them. So he's actually correct about. If you're in Hollywood, it's a weird business to where you could go one route and just end up. One of the people that he worked with was Robert Downey Jr. He's another great example of what can happen if you go down the wrong route. Do you all agree with that? Go ahead and jump in.
I mean, it's one of those things where you kind of have to wonder. I mean, he could just be very intelligent, but maybe there were people who did talk to him too. I mean, as he was getting into it, and were like, "Stay away from this, stay away from that."
Maybe Robert Downey Jr. talked to him because he went through quite a turmoil there. So.
And even that too. I mean, if you do kind of look at some of the other people that he's worked with, he's definitely had a chance to work with some people that seem to be very smart in Hollywood, like Robert Downey Jr. He worked with Mark Wahlberg. Who's kind of somebody else I think that kind of stays, at least in this day and age, stays away from that crowd. So,
and he could have Mark Wahlberg could have very well gone the wrong path because he was Marky Mark with the Funky Bunch, and he could have.
Well, he did in his youth. I mean, he beat up an old guy and he was in jail. Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah,
but I was just gonna say though, there is part of me though. Really quick talking about him with his British accent, like I just picture him being like, "Excuse me, Mr. Iger, Spidey's got to be in the MCU still."
That's up to Sony.
Yeah, but he went to Bob Iger about that when that all came out and like pleaded with him to work out a deal with Sony.
Okay, all right. So Ryan and Beard, you're welcome to chime in here. How close do you think he is accurate with trying to not lose himself in Hollywood? Like, can you think of any examples or something like that he could be referencing?
I don't know. I mean, there's just been so many very public cases of it over the last, our lifetimes. And not even child actors, because it's easy to forget that he's a grown man. He's just got that baby face that lets him play all those young parts. And so you could look at, like, you already said Robert Downey Jr., Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
And just people who go off the rails, and those have been such public disasters that anyone who's got a good head on their shoulders can see it. And if they're getting in the industry, even if they fail at keeping their distance and keeping their self grounded, they're at least aware of it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, there's all kinds of examples, not just in Hollywood, but also in like athletics, like sports. High performance athletes, they all they could go down the wrong path. So he might be pretty smart with doing this. Do you think he'll do it though?
In all honesty, I think that it's a great question, because quite frankly, I think what Tom Holland is talking about is not just the environment of Hollywood, but the roles that you take. And quite frankly, Hollywood is a very judgmental environment.
It is.
And so, if you look at the newest movie he's in, I'm not going to describe it, but he is in a submissive role and could you imagine trying to act that out? Like going, okay, Mr. Director, well, hey Tom, okay, so you're casting this you're casting this role. I'm gonna need you to do this
And you might not be comfortable with it, right? Like it kind of happens with male and female actors where they're put in a role where they read the script a certain way and that part of the script was hidden from them, and then it comes to that point when they have to do that scene they're not comfortable with. Maybe that's what he's referencing here.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree.
So I'm gonna go ahead and continue the video here real quick. We've got a few more minutes
because they've lost themselves to this business, and I just am really, really keen to focus on what makes me happy, which is my family, it's my friends, it's my carpentry, my golf, the charity that my mum runs. Like, that is the stuff that makes me really happy, and that's the stuff that I should protect. My relationship is the thing that I keep most sacred. I don't talk about it. I try my best to keep it as private as possible. We both feel very strongly that is the healthiest way for us to move on as a couple. So I do try to keep as removed from it as possible. Like, you'll never see me at an award show that I don't have to be at. I'm never going to a red carpet event that I'm not in the film of, I don't want the attention when I don't need it.
So that's pretty interesting there. Like, when he first mentioned he puts his family first, his relations first, then Hollywood. I would assume most people in this business don't do that.
No.
Agree.
Well, the other thing too, like you mentioning the movie that he just did. I mean, when he did that, this interview probably was after filming that, so he could have even had a different change in his thought after maybe even doing that film, right? Like, I don't want to do that again.
Well, also at the same time, of course, his partner is Zendaya. She was in so I think his was actually a television show. Hers was a movie. What is up, Lunar Girl?
Yeah, she's here. Yeah, we see you.
Girl.
Yeah, we see you. He's and when he talks about the red carpet events, she's in Dune, so like maybe he only shows up for her, but he won't go to like anything else.
But she is far more in the public eye. Like, she's very opposite. That's the one.
She's very opposite to him. She is very vocal.
Okay, so she's more of a public figure. Per movies and stuff like that. I would say he's a bigger star because he is obviously Spider-Man. So it is a weird balance, but I don't necessarily think I think this interview was probably actually before the fact. Said television where you
really like to talk about this episode.
It literally dropped on Twitter yesterday. So, and everybody, and it kind of accompanied the fact that, Tom Holland's like, oh, I'm kind of over Hollywood and stuff like that. I'm going to go with the fact because it's degenerate. And, I think he just wants to make, he just wants to do his job and go home. And
and there's some other actors like that.
Yeah.
That he probably learned that from, like maybe that's like what Mark Wahlberg does, or maybe Robert Downey Jr. somewhat did that with Iron Man, right? Or maybe some other actors he's bumped into or talked to behind the scenes that helped because he's still pretty young. I think he was like 20 something when he finished.
He's like
Spider-Man.
He's like 26, I think right now.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I think I was surprised that he said this stuff. You don't really hear this from most actors, and you just really don't. So I'm happy to hear that he thinks about his relationships and his family kind of first, and then he doesn't want to just be there to be there. He's not trying to like clout chase.
He did a movie with Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's kind of stays away from a lot of that too. So who knows?
Yes,
who
he
knows?
does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If I mean, that could be even somebody else, or it could be, just a handful of people again he's worked with that.
Right.
He's kind of gleaned a lot of that and seen these people seem to be a lot more happier that keep work and their life, their own life.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I wish him the best. I hope he finds some different work and maybe he did okay with Uncharted. It could have been a little better, but I hope he does well, because I don't want him to get stuck with Spider-Man 2. Like, that's the only thing he's done. I don't want him to do that. I want him to, because Andrew Garfield kind of did that, right? He was kind of just Spider-Man, and then he was able to find some better roles when what was that movie where he was in, Andrew, where he did he was the guy that wouldn't want to use a weapon in war, and he saved everybody. What was that one?
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah,
the Hacksaw Ridge, not Unbreakable.
Hacksaw Ridge. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he did excellent in that movie, and now people don't really remember him as Spider-Man. They think of that or the other stuff that he's done. So I hope that works out.
I would say that Tobey Maguire got shoehorned as Spider-Man more than Andrew Garfield. After
Yeah.
But,
well, he was so good at it. So a lot of people were. And he was the first Spider-Man, so that makes sense. It's kind of like Michael Keaton. Sorry I didn't promo today. I was in Philly all day picking up Padawan and the Grand Cat. Okay.
No worries at all.
No worries, Luna. So just so you know, Luna, it might be every other Saturday. We will tell you. She is the promo person for the Red 5 Network, so she does a really good job at broadcasting all of our stuff out in the world. So that's our fault.
Also, at the same time, she has great, solar takes about, solar flares and stuff like that. That's why the internet was acting really weird last night.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, she was like, "There's solar flares galore," and that's why everything was like really choppy.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I guess I didn't really notice that it was choppy.
Yeah, she said, "I do." Yeah, you do.
Okay. I guess I didn't realize it was choppy, but.
Oh yeah,
No, we were having a thunderstorm out here, so I assumed it was due to that.
No. Trust me, I thought I was having a thunderstorm too, and it was like really dark and cloudy, and we had a little bit of rain, but no, it was super bad.
I didn't think it. I saw it.
Yeah. No. I didn't think it either. I saw it, but not to the extent that you did. Not even close. But yeah, the solar flares were bad.
Huh. All right. Well, that's pretty neat. Yep. Solar flares. The past few days will affect technology. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even notice. So now before we get to our next topic, like on the Monday stream, we always, or the Monday shows or recordings, whatever they're going to be now, we like always remembered the past. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of show like old commercials on this part of the show. So let's just see how this goes. And if YouTube hates me for it, it is what it is. So this is from Zenith, 19. I don't know what year this is, but
with a remote that lets you switch from VCR.
It's got inputs.
Games with one easy touch. Smart. Plus the new Zenith Chroma Color Contrast Picture Tube.
Look at that picture. Isn't that fantastic?
I know.
So sharp, clear.
Oh my God. I you know what? I remember when
actually I didn't mean to stop sharing. Hold on. You gotta see the rest of it. That's my fault. Hold on. Here we go.
Superb color. Smart. The Smart. Advanced System 3 from Zenith.
Yeah, a smart TV. They had smart TVs back in the 80s.
They weren't the same kind of smart.
Keep on waiting for me to be like, I was the remote control when I was a kid.
Oh my God, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I thought, it would be kind of funny to show that kind of stuff if we don't get yelled at by the YouTube gods, but I think we're okay.
No, you should be okay with that.
Yeah, I thought that was great. Right? I saw that. I'm like, oh, smart TVs back in 1980.
I do have a question. So what was the first piece of technology that you guys remember, your parents getting? Mine was not actually the NES. It was actually it was an RCA VHS player, a VCR, RCA.
So your question is, what is the first technology that we got? Like our family got for us?
Old technology that you remember. You know, whether it's like
it wasn't like what the family bought, but it was like my mom or dad bought it for me.
No, I would say for the family. What's up, pop culture?
Well, if I can remember, if I can remember, I think the one thing I do remember that comes to mind is hopefully there's so we my dad got a black box to it's basically a thing that lets you watch cable for free.
Yep. I know what that is. I know what that is.
Hey, my dad knew how to make those, as well as the boxes for free phone calls, and he knew how to break into the cable hubs and set those up for people.
Yeah, so my dad probably called Rick's dad, and then that's how we did. So Vanquish AZ, good to see you, man. I know you're working, but he says, hell yeah, I had a Zenith. Yeah. Let's see. So smart, none of us would have been able to operate them back. Yeah, everyone had a hard time using them. I think.
Everybody was like, "Oh my god, the buttons."
Well, I mean, trying to think of like a technology that we got for the family, I can't. But I mean, I still remember Nintendo. I remember my brother got one. Then I remember when I got one.
Wait, an NES?
An NES, yeah. I got an NES when I was like 5 years old.
Okay, so I got one when I was like 4, but my family was not that rich. Like
my brother, my dad worked in technology. I don't know what to tell you. He was making black boxes for people. That's how he got that Nintendo money. Yeah, my brother had one. He would not let me touch it, and he would get so mad because like as soon as he would leave for school, I'd ask my mom, like, can I play the Nintendo? And my mom would be like, yeah, go for it. And then, of course, I would put Zelda in the wrong spot. You could tell, like, Mega Man's where Zelda should be. Zelda's where Mega Man should be. And he'd throw a big old fit. So my parents, at that time, too, Nintendo did have, like, their bundle packs where they came down in price. I mean, they had sold so many. They were able to do that. So it wasn't like I got a brand new Nintendo and it was like a new technology. I mean, it was out for probably
good to see you, Pop.
3 or 4 years at that point. Yeah, thanks for being here. I think that's Shanti. I don't think
it could be Shanti. Yeah,
it could be Josh.
So, Beard, what about you? What was your?
Well, there were several things. I think kind of like UR2. I got a Nintendo late in its cycle. But even before I was born, my parents had an Atari 2600. I remember playing with it. I'd just get it out and I'd flip the switches as a little kid, pretend like I was in like a spaceship. But the thing that I can really remember new is my granddad, my dad's dad, bought us our first VCR and a couple of VHS tapes. And one of those was an old like Superman cartoon. And I can remember the storyline and like the actions that he takes in it. I couldn't tell you what it was called, but I watched the crap out of that.
So, I have some tapes I had some tapes like that where like it was just you knew you were watching it too much because it made a lot of weird noise and it was flaky and eventually it
had
out.
The wavy lines.
Yeah, and you couldn't fix it. Yeah, I speaking of one story that I've heard from my brother-in-law that is a new father, first time. He apparently, based on his sister's stories, he watched Homeward Bound a lot, and I guess it was kind of like on its last limb a couple times. So
yeah, that movie kind of makes you a little upset.
It does. He loved it though.
Also, Beard. My mom played the Atari 2600. Just for the record.
That's what she said.
I was born in '85, so the anything before the NES is
NES was the first big piece of tech I remember. Still have mine. Wow, Duck Hunt for life.
Yep. Duck Hunt, Mario Kart.
She also mentioned something. I did need it. I haven't been sleeping well. I don't know what she was talking about, but maybe she was sleeping. She slept till 10.
Oh, okay. I was gonna make a joke, but
were you gonna make a joke?
Who needs what?
I was gonna say, well, she needed it and she'd get it.
Ah.
That's what she said.
What the hell, man? Like, are you just like?
Oh, Ryan, I missed you, man.
I set up all that stuff for him to play with. That's what happens around here.
Yeah, I'm sure he plays with all the time.
Let's see here. LG was asking if I slept in. Okay. All right. Okay. One of the main other things, has anyone on the stream seen or want to see Sound of Freedom?
Would like to see it.
From
I've
Angel
seen it. I've seen it.
Studios.
I saw it today.
You saw it today, Ryan and Beard. You said you saw it today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I have not had a chance to go see it. I don't even know if it's in one of the theaters out here because I live in a really small town now. So I might have to wait till it hits the Angel Studios app. But before we go over the article, because there was an interesting article from Screen Rant. But what did you two think of the movie?
I liked it.
You liked it?
I liked it
because it's been in the news quite a bit.
Okay, so this is going to be probably a weird take for most people. So I have a experience in the military and law enforcement. I understand that it's a very uncomfortable movie. At the same time, though, it is a well-told movie, and it tells the real story spot on, in my opinion. So
because it's based on a true event or actual events or something.
It is based on legitimate actual events. And it is actually shows you the CCTV footage. So you see real footage from the what is going on is the best way to put it. So
do you agree, Beard?
Oh, absolutely. There's I could see how this would be really difficult for some people to watch, especially if they have been or have family members that have experienced something similar to this, even if not actually being shipped overseas. But it is a very well told story. It respects the tone of everything. It doesn't go overboard.
Yeah, because it's about a man who, anyone doesn't know in the chat, it's about a man who is kind of out to get sex traffickers for young children. So
yeah,
it could be one of those movies where it's going to be dark. It's going to be hard to watch. But it could also be informative as well. So I work in an industry where we're very aware of that type of environment, what happens on a daily basis with that kind of criminal activity. So this is a very important movie for anyone who doesn't know how it could happen out in the world, or if you're not quite sure how that can happen or why it shouldn't happen or anything, why people still do it. It's just crazy. So
my sister-in-law is a forensic interviewer for children who have been physically or sexually abused. So I've got a little bit of a leg into kind of that. She never tells names, never tells the kids stories, but she will definitely tell the stories of one of the few times that I will cuss, because I don't do it often, pieces of shit that harm those kids.
Oh, you can cuss. It's okay.
Oh, I know. I just don't normally. If I do, it's to make a point.
Because you're really mad and you want to make a point. Okay.
Yeah, I was, by the few people I know that have seen this, they kind of almost called it like a modern day Schindler's List a little bit in a way.
Okay.
Like that's kind of like the feeling of emotion, I mean, just
if this movie, I bet if these type of movies make you are watchable for you, I mean, that's fine, but understand the importance of it. There have been some folks out in the world, especially weird news stations, that have talked about like this movie being propaganda, not overblown, and that's really sad because there's a lot of victims out there that probably are really struck by that kind of comment. So
I will mention the gentleman that this movie is based off of. Tim Ballard. He actually what was it, Thursday night? He was over on Tim Pool's channel. So I mean, like, if you want to see what he looks like and hear him talk about it, check that out later. But
yes.
Also, it's crazy to hear though. I mean, just to hear the stuff that he saw.
Oh yeah, it's pretty wild. And like I said, I've never dealt with it my personal self, but we have in my industry. I've seen what has happened at some of these businesses that is run through my company, and it's like I can't believe it. I can't believe those people that you wouldn't think of doing something like this. They do. So it's pretty wild. So it says here that 6 Reasons Sound of Freedom's box office is just so good. It's 40 million success. That I don't know what it is currently. I don't know. This article was written 5 days ago, so
it's at about 64 million right now. It'll be 100 million probably within the week.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
actually
say, really good.
I have noticed some of the box office websites have been very slow to update.
And does anyone here know the budget of that movie?
Based on about 17 million.
Okay, so I'm gonna zoom this up here. One of the reasons is, hold on, and can you repeat that again, Ryan? Sorry.
It says it in the article you're about to go through.
Oh yeah, it's
14.5.
14,
oh, that's right.
Million. Okay, yeah, it was so it's about 14 million, and it just broke 64 million, I believe, yesterday.
So this article was referring that it's only success. It's one of the reasons it's successful is because the budget was so low. I would disagree with that. I think it's so successful because people want to know this information. They want to see this movie. They're interested in it, not just the fact that it was such a low budget movie.
Yeah, it kind of seems like they're dismissing it like, well, this was easy target for them to hit.
Right.
These other movies that have such a high target, it's we have to hold them to a different standard. Come on.
Yeah, because it even says here, revenue as other big budget competitors like Indiana Jones, Dial of
Diarrhea.
I was thinking of another D word. I was like, okay, let's be creative here. But you made it. You did it good. To be considered financially successful, since its over budget was not too high. So yeah, they're very. I mean, I don't think Indiana Jones even made enough to even barely cover what they put into that movie.
Not even close.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I really agree this is the reason why, like the reason behind what their reason is for why it was making money, but I think it's because people wanted to see the movie, not because it was a low budget. So, oh yeah, you put that in the chat. Good job, Rick. Good job, man.
Yeah, I was able to find that. Actually, I was going to say the budget is a little bit higher because this movie was made 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it
was
was
actually done through Disney.
Fox first before the acquisition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and so Angel Studios got it from Disney.
How surprising is that? It was through Fox. Disney bought it. Disney dropped it, and then Angel Studios picked it up.
And well, because Disney had no interest in releasing it. And
isn't that wild? Of all the kind of stuff that we've been hearing about Disney,
I can't say where I heard this from, but like Disney. I mean, in terms of the film industry, sold it to Angel Studios for pennies.
And if I saw something that I'm pretty sure they sat on it for a long time.
Well, they did because they didn't want to put it out, and
yeah, they were just going to put it in the corner. And
isn't that wild though? Like everything that Disney has been in the news about, all the stuff about how they're with kids and some of the other things that are happening in Orlando. I mean, Ryan probably knows there's been a lot of weird people working at Disney being arrested for stuff like this. And why would
it's the sheriff of Polk County. That guy is
and it's like you now you have this movie in your lap that you could possibly maybe show and be a part of to kind of combat that, but you decided to sell it. That's very weird.
Not just that, but Angel Studios actually had to actually beat down the door of Disney to get them to to buy the movie, get the rights for it, because Disney told them no more than once.
Yeah.
And the worst part of it is that you actually see actual footage in the video of real life events. And of course, it's all from like, closed caption television, CCTV and stuff like that. And it's not a good look from Disney.
Yeah.
And it's not a good look from the mainstream media, who do not like this movie, and they call it a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
Even though it's based on the life of an actual man who was a special agent with the Department of Homeland Security, and it was done through actual means. So every bit of it, like if you actually go and say, Tim Ballard, like whatever, like he's a liar, he's this, he's that, and it's like, oh, okay, like good luck with that, because the dude was he was literally about 10 months from retirement, and he chose to take his retirement pension and walk, and and actually go and on assignment alone and save these kids. This is $150 billion industry a year.
Yeah.
Trafficking. Not just not all humans. $150 billion a year on this planet. That is a higher industry than the arms dealers. That is a higher industry than the drug dealers. $150 billion a year.
Yeah, there's more people enslaved today than ever has been previously in history.
Another very sad fact about this film. I mean, I hate to bring this up, but I think it also, from kind of hearing this, it really makes why it's such a good film is the guy who wrote the script for it. His dad and brother in Mexico were kidnapped, and he unfortunately, lost them.
Yes.
So he was, even though they were not children, he was going through that pain.
Right.
It was written and produced by a man, and handpicked people that were actually of Mexican and Central American descent. That's weird.
Yeah.
But it's a conspiracy theory. Thank you, Rolling Stones.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's just weird how the whole mainstream media has really attacked this movie. One of the other reasons is that it was released at the right time. They suggested that because it was released around the 4th of July, that people just go to the movies because of that, and this is one of the movies they decided to choose. And it's like, that wouldn't be a reason, really. I mean,
well, the 4th is a good launch date, but I will agree with this as it was the right time. If you consider the right time the spans of time that we've just been waiting for good movies.
Yep. Okay, that would be good. Yeah, I would agree with that, but I don't know about the special date.
I think if this got released when it was made, I don't know if it would have been as big as it is. I think because of kids being such a big thing in the news today, and a battle amongst parents and schools and things like that, I think that's my opinion of why it's such a big thing, because there's such a big fight for kids going on in general.
Yeah, and this is another interesting reason here. Sound of Freedom caters to different audiences to many movies. I'm not sure that. I mean, they're saying that this is kind of like the faith-based people that want to go see this movie. The not really the like. What did you call it, Ryan? The conspiracy people want to go see this movie.
Yeah. So the reason that
what do you call it? You had an article on your show last night about this.
QAnon.
No, it was but it was they just classified anyone that was going to this movie a
right wing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like, until my time, I couldn't say
or
it.
conservatives. Yeah, it was actually classified quote conservatives are yeah.
I want to think, and it just thinks that conservatives are the only people thinking about this type of pandemic or type of thing that's happening in the world, and it's like, no, there's others, quite a few of us.
Well,
all
isn't
kinds
that a
around.
weird stance to take as an attack? It's only it's only this one side of the voting aisle that cares about children, not me over here on this side.
Yes, it's extremely weird because Rolling Stone said that if the Sound of Freedom is is a movie for dads with who have brain worms or something like that.
Yeah,
and it's just
Wait, what'd
yes,
you say? Brain worms.
Yes. That was
I did that and I realized I just gave you another GIF.
that was when I said that something. It was something weird about beard.
You said you wanted a beard to come tickle you someplace.
That's what it was.
Anyway, continue with your point.
But no, so like Rolling Stones. Then of course there were other news media organizations that were saying that this is QAnon, which is I guess Q whatever anonymous. It's like, well, I guess if it's anonymous, who the hell is anonymous in this? It's not, because it's based on literally true
Real
events.
Yeah.
True events from start to finish.
And then a lot of people say the reason, like, it's kind of a good segue to that same point is it was a great word of mouth. And it's like, no, I think most people know this is happening in the world, and they heard about this movie trying to like show a light on it, to say it's really bad, and we should probably focus on this instead of other things in the world. And I mean, yeah, I guess it has some good word of mouth, but if you were in this world, if you were kind of listening to the movies and know what's coming out, I think you would have got wind with this without knowing.
Well,
telling you
one of the biggest things, and again, this is from hearing interviews with Tim Ballard and the stuff he's gone through, and why is this not one of the most, if not the most important thing? Stopping this, like, like especially like the U.S., right? How come the U.S. cannot stop this from happening and does not make it a priority?
Oh, it was on a list of priorities, and it was taken off of that list.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying.
So the actual stats real quick. So about 350,000 migrants come through the southern border a month, and 83,000 are children, and in the neighborhood of 8,000 to 9,000 go missing, and this is why.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you go to Walmart, right? And there's a wall, and on that wall there's usually about 20 kids missing, and most of those kids are never found. And you go to the post office, you see the same thing. So any big store, most of the time they put pictures like that. I don't know about some other places, but I know Walmart does, and it's pretty shocking what happens out there, because I'm out here in Texas, and we have all the time. I'm sure Beard gets them too. We get these alarms that there's some child abduction,
Amber Alert,
Amber Alert.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens.
Amber Alert is a missing
happens like
child.
Sometimes over the summer, it's been like almost like twice a week. Someone's missing. I didn't get that a lot in Arizona. I got it like maybe,
I got it a lot when I lived in California.
I would get it a little bit in Arizona, but not to the extent that I'm getting it in Texas.
I remember when that first happened, it scared the crap out of my wife and I, because it just all of a sudden, like, our phone started screeching at us.
It's like a tornado warning.
But what was insane to me, and I think like the first time we got it, I mean, it was nearly 10 years ago. But I saw it and I was like, oh my God. But I was like, that is amazing that they're doing that with phones. I'm like, I love that. I mean, I hate, it's a sad message to get, but I mean, like, what a great way to use technology. But I remember like when that first came out and they did that, I was so disgusted at how many people I saw. They're like, ugh, how do I turn that off? I don't want to see that. I don't care. That's stupid. I mean, what do I care? Like,
yeah,
I'm always just flabbergasted by.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how much it happens out here. It was like,
yeah, people
like,
being
geez.
that way.
But yeah, so and then the other one too they mentioned to help people buy tickets was they made it easy to buy them through the app on Angel Studios. You can scan it and buy it and go to the movie. I guess that's a good way of promoting your movie and getting ticket spot, right?
So what it is, it's the pay it forward. Angel Studios does the series The Chosen.
Yeah.
Season 1, season 2. I believe they just finished season 3. So you can actually donate to pay it forward. So if you don't have the money to necessarily, donate or watch it and stuff like that, it'll say, this episode has been sponsored and you're seeing it because this person, so-and-so user.
That's cool.
LG 2076 sponsored this episode, and that's what it does.
Prune candy.
Prune candy. Yeah. So
if you think about it, any of the things on here that, like, yes, a lot of them make sense that they made. This is why it made money. It was kind of like a stretch on what, but this one, I would think, is a good way that this is a good way to make movies money. Easy to buy something.
Well, the opening day, it actually made about $9 million opening day, and it was donated about $2.7 million. And so over the weekend, and which was last weekend, and of course, moving into today, R2 shared that it made about $65.9 million. And that is actual domestic profit.
That's good for like an indie flick, right? Like an independent film.
It hasn't even launched international. So it's probably going to break about 170 million domestic and international. I'd be surprised if it didn't actually even hit 200 million on a budget of about 17, 15 to 17 million dollars. So the rule of 3, so 17, 15, 30, 45, maybe 50 million tops for all the budgets and the marketing and stuff like that. Well, hello, Pop My Culture.
Yeah, she came back. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Yeah. So number 1 here, Sound of Freedom's true story and controversy contributed to its publicity. So yeah, I would agree.
Another kind of like really gross slander that's come on this film are the people who are like, this movie, makes you think by going to see it and watching it, and that you're somehow helping to solve this problem, but you're really not doing anything at all. You're not really helping by watching this.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's
such a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, but if you said that to a different type of movie, right, that's out there, like a movie that was about some other thing that they somewhat supported more, and you said, well, it's just a movie, you're not doing anything, they would hate on that. So if anybody said, like, you're not really paying tribute to Black Panther by going to Black Panther 2, by seeing that movie tribute to it's just it doesn't make
racist
sense.
And a homophobe.
Well, making this movie successful is far more effective towards helping children that have been abducted and sold in slavery like this. It's far more effective to help that than changing your Twitter profile picture about something to show
good point.
something. I mean, It's more
Anybody who
effective,
puts up a
honestly,
certain
than the
thing.
the
Yeah, any
peak
virtue
cancer
signal.
awareness campaign, because that's not cancer research. That is cancer awareness. It is advertising for cancer research. That is a sham and less effective than making this movie successful, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and again, if you were to say that the same thing, you would be ridiculed for.
Oh, absolutely.
Likely. So, you didn't think you'd get this kind of discussions on After the Weekend, did you, R2?
You know,
I
I thought Weekend Harder was supposed to be about dick and fart jokes. Okay.
Well, you brought this article up, so I can give you that almost. I think there's something out here about it, but I don't know if you have that yet. I do have this for Ryan.
I love you. You love me.
She said dick and fart. I'm waiting for Tina to pop up in the chat and be like,
Yeah. Well, we do expect to have some type of some conversations like this or about movies that one thing I do want to talk about tonight, like before we wrap it up, is like one thing I do miss about the 90s was that some of the movies were pretty hardcore, right? They were people saving, like people like kids in trouble, like you would have what's that Commando, right? Other than the 80s, but that movie, his daughter got kidnapped, so he went out and like pretty much took everybody out to save his daughter. That was a cool. Those are always cool movies to see, and you don't really get a lot of that anymore.
Back when testosterone was celebrated.
Yes.
Yeah, or you got like a Kindergarten Cop, right? You know, he's in there. He's trying to look for a guy that's trying to kidnap his son.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's just, you just don't get that kind of stuff.
There was a point where they kind of tried to hand that off to The Rock at some point. I think it was the movie The Rundown. Fantastic, underrated movie.
Yeah, I like The Rundown. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going early on into a club to confront a football player about a loan, the debt he owes to a loan shark. And as he's walking in, Arnold is walking out, and as like kind of like a spiritual like handoff, he says, "Good luck."
He really messed that up, didn't he?
And he really could have. They could have run with that, but I think the next thing after that was what, the Tooth Fairy or something. And he started doing weird things before he got all jacked and.
Yeah, it
now
was.
They call him the Pebble.
It wasn't even actually. I don't even actually blame The Rock for that. I blame the fact that he got involved with Disney.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is that he's got kids, and when you have, you start, right, becoming a big star, and you have kids, you want to.
That's true.
Do more things, right? That where you go, like my kids could watch that, and
but even just not,
a lot of big stars, though, I feel like do though too.
Yeah.
Yeah, even just not blaming him, Hollywood dropped the ball because that was their chance to kind of reignite the fire between the under the ass of the action movie.
Then they tried to bring back like Expendables, like all the old dudes.
Well, what we're getting like Expendables 6 coming out soon.
I'm waiting for it to become the Dependables.
Well, Shanti here says, "I hate the
manlessness."
My goodness, has automatically become associated with misogyny. Yeah.
Manliness.
A lot of M's.
Anti-cathera mechanism.
Yeah,
remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, look. I mean, she's a woman. Women want men to be men. You don't.
Your big stud. That's me, honey. Take me to bed or lose me forever. Show me the way home, honey.
Yes, thank you. Look, what is the number one movie of the weekend? I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be Mission Impossible, right?
The number one movie of the weekend?
It's gonna be Mission Impossible.
Oh, okay. It's not this.
I wish, because you know what, I would be pocketing
It's
lot
so
of
funny
money.
because every time I click a clip, I'm looking at R2's reaction to see if he goes, "Why did you play that?" or "What are you doing?" It's always fantastic. I wish you could see his face when the clip is going. It's.
You know what, I wish I had enough of a hotspot connection to have my camera on, because you would have watched me go like, dude, really? You're like, JT, we've been on enough streams together before we'd be like, I'd be like, fucker.
I always have you. It's always a blast to have you on, Ryan. Trust me. Mission Impossible is great.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
I need to see that one too.
Also,
we did review though. By the way, we did review the first movie. We posted it around the 12th when the new movie came out. So we kind of wanted to go back in time and relive the first one. So if you haven't checked that movie out, please do. It's one of our video releases that we did.
Hold on now. Give the woman her due. She says Joss is a guy's guy, but he respects me and I love him for it. So I mean, let's celebrate the guys, but also, you know what? He's doing it for the ladies. He's doing it for the.
I feel the need for speed.
Like that.
JT, what was really weird is that I saw that slap and your hand missed and grabbed R2's butt.
Is it a miss if it was intentional?
I guess not.
Yeah.
I guess not. I guess.
Hey, JT, lower next time.
Okay, got it.
JT's like Fox 2, and R2's like, ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
No.
So, anyways, it's been over a little bit over an hour. We're having a great time. Ryan, I know you're moving. Do you plan on doing anything from the road, or are you just kind of taking a break?
I actually thought about doing some streams from the road. Me just kind of like talking and moving. It's definitely a possibility. But
so I did the little like shorts when I was moving to like on the way.
I saw that.
People got a kick out of those. Like they were pretty fun. Like where am I? Like where am I? Type of videos. People thought those were pretty fun. So if you can do it, it might be fun to do. Or you just take a break, unplug, take care of your cats, and get home. That would be even better. So
no, I actually I thought about what you did, and I thought about doing shorts because I hate them, and I don't ever do them. But I was like, this will be a good opportunity to possibly do like a short or something like that.
You just pop out your phone and start recording. That's all it takes. So
no, I thought that would be great.
Did you say pop out your bone? What's going on?
Pop out my boner. I mean, it's a bone. What phone? You invited me, dude. You did it.
I did, and it was.
So I'm assuming that. Thank you so much, Shanti. She's a sweetheart. She's such an incredible person. So I am going to be on Vets Talking. Literally, they've been live for like the last hour.
Wow.
It's okay. I'm Rhaenyra Targaryen. Sorry, cat. Yes, that is her name. Her name is Rhaenyra Targaryen. When I actually popping what?
What is happening?
I don't know. I'm watching the chat. There's a cat pissing me off. So I'm gonna be all rhymes
coming out. Damn it! Why did you have to say that on air? Now R2's never gonna let me live it down.
So I will check us out tomorrow. Myself, Samuel the Infamous, Lawrence Knight, Mr. Nope, that would be Horny Alf. The Renaissance Nurse. So many streams. I'm tired.
Are you okay?
I'm tired. That's what
I think I've heard Shanti and Josh do that. Play Horny Alf.
Oh yeah. Well, he's a good dude. Horny Alf's a good dude.
I mean, Alf does like to eat cats, right?
He does. Yeah.
Oh, somebody. Oh God, not Nomi.
Ryan, I do hope you get some rest. I do hope you get your moves started successfully and get to Colorado. I think it'll be good for you. Beard of Liberty, you've got some exciting news coming up, don't you?
Yeah, I had to put things in a calendar because I had to make sure that I wasn't saying yes to things. And it really isn't that much considering how much Ryan is on things or other people we know are on things. But for me, 3 things within like 4 or 5 days, I have to. But
Exciting.
I'll be on with Jacob Ironside again. I was with him last week on Tuesday. We're taking a second shot at our last Mohicans review because he had bad weather the first try and it was a disaster.
Solar flares.
Yeah. I know Shield Wall of Dragons will be there too. I think Miss Martin Muse is gonna try, but there might be a conflict with her schedule. And then the day after on Wednesday, I'm back with the one and only Mr. JT Gun.
Hey,
where we will be talking about who the hell knows because he hasn't told me yet.
And most of my guests don't know what's happening. That's why it's all surprise.
Yeah,
I like that, right? It's fun, right?
That's also why it slips in easy for JT. Dude, you invited me.
I did, but I was going to give you a compliment that you've been on my show twice and you've had a fun time because of. I like the reactionaries since you don't know what to expect.
Oh yeah, it's great time.
Yeah, it's real. It's not fake. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why. That's why
I'm surprised R2 didn't play this when I said.
That's what she said.
Hold on. I do have to ask. Do we have a dancing cap for the chat?
Wrong channel.
I know what channel.
That's banned here.
Yeah, it's banned here. The only dancing you get is this.
All the big girls get loose with it. All the skinny girls let Bruce hit it. Let a player cut tonight. Damn right I did.
Boo.
Yeah, over here you live under the tyranny of R2 where freedom is not allowed.
Beard to dance like that one day.
Yeah. A big shout out to Astro. He's taking a big break from YouTube. He's got a lot going on in his world. He actually took down everything. So he had to literally step away. So think good thoughts about him. He's doing okay. He's just he just had to take a break from everything. So yeah.
That's a bummer. The other day, somebody posted a video of 2 guys playing with lightsabers in like their front yard, and all I could think of was Astro,
welcoming the neighbor,
and Fate.
Yeah. So send good thoughts to him, but he had to literally step away from all of it. So so no dancing cap. Sorry, that's on Wednesday.
Well, Shanti is disappointed in you.
Well, yeah, so Beard will be on my show. And then R2, you just highlighted a link. You have posted something before this show.
I
you want
did.
to kind of explain that?
So Wednesday night, the family, we got to go meet up with Jay, also known as Drunk 3PO, have dinner with him. He just wrote a kid's book, and he actually had all the printing done out here, and so he was doing the shipping as well. And,
awesome.
My son got a early copy of it, and he loved it. But he said he goes, I'll do a review for you. And Jay was really thrilled about that. So he did. He wrote himself a little script, and I set him up. I showed him how to use StreamYards too. So
wow,
he was clicking all the buttons too the whole time, and
that is awesome.
Little 2-minute review that he did.
I saw it before the show tonight. It's good.
Okay.
Watch it.
Yeah.
I was driving here, so I wasn't able to watch. I'll watch it afterwards. But yes, it's always good to see little Spidey dropping those little Spidey reviews. Did he like the book? Because like I said,
he did.
You have to go watch it. You have to go watch it.
I will tell you he did, but I'll let you do it. But he even had like a prop in his video too. He was very theatrical.
Very cool. I'm sure Jay was appreciative of that, and I'm sure he thought that was pretty neat.
He was. I did. I sent it to him when we finished it, and he really appreciated it. So, yeah, no, it was nice. But now my kid's like, Hey, will you ask him when the next book's coming out?
Yeah, soon.
Well, I was told a year by somebody. I told him that. I go, yeah, he's ready for the next book.
I wish him all the best with that book. I know he worked hard on it throughout the years.
Hail, JB.
So,
Hail.
Hey, look who's
So,
showed finally.
Better late than never.
I know.
Better late than never.
Again, Beard, Ryan, it's been great for you. You all have been guests on our first episode of Weekend Harder, and we're excited to be doing this on a Saturday nights. You know, it gives us, like R2 said, kind of gives us free range to kind of talk about some things that maybe we want to shed light on or talk more about. Give you our views on things,
or just be really silly.
And sometimes we might even review a rated R movie. You never know. So,
whoa!
I got a few suggestions.
Oh yeah,
I do too.
Okay, well you can DM them to us, and then we will put them on the list. Now, before we let you go, we do have something we do like to share, and that is our mixtees.com t-shirt. You can go to mixtee.com at AfterTheWeekend-logo, and we'll give you 20% off if you use the code ATW20. And Ryan, I expect you to buy it. Well, not really buy a shirt, but I expect you to wear a shirt traveling. So,
not necessarily that shirt. Just wear a shirt.
I got one of my Mrs. R2 Legion Wire shirts on right now.
Great, that's awesome. So
special made,
like grandma made.
No, well, yeah, like kind of like grandma. Well, what the fuck is wrong with grandma? What is wrong with you, dude? Like, get Nomi out of here. Get her out of here.
We could review Spice World.
You would vote for Spice World.
You know, we would get Joker would be a guest for Spice World.
You'd have to be.
If we do Showgirls, I'm gonna make Shanti come on here with us.
Oh my god, that stream will be banned immediately.
How accurate is that pool scene, Shanti?
Probably not very. I
am so excited about Star Wars.
Not anymore. We're not.
He said Star Wars whores, not
Star Wars.
All right, I'm gonna end it. Tonight we had fun. Everyone, thanks for showing up in the chat. Ryan, Beard, thanks for coming on. It's been great. R2, do we have like a special ending for this show, or is it just
whoa? Nomi says I've never seen Spice World. What the hell is wrong with you, woman?
I've never seen Spice World either.
What? Well, you're a guy, so it's fine. But
Okay.
Nomi has a bonus hole.
Nomi, you should have been a guy.
You started,
You
dude. You started, dude.
All right. On that note, we will see you later, and we'll see you either. I don't know the next time you'll see us. Maybe next Saturday. I have no idea.
Bonus hole.
All right.
I'm gonna click the button.
Okay.